All right, our final speaker for the daytime part of our conference is up next. You heard him yesterday, and he's going to talk about the Tetragrammaton, and then after that we're going to try to put together a Shabbat gathering for all of us here that can be a part of it. So let's get him up here at the microphone, Rabbi Zvi Aviner.
Well, good afternoon. So for those of you who were not here yesterday, I'm kind of repeat our theme, and we continue, because this is like, you can look at today's speech and today's talk and yesterday's talk like one topic. And I'll just go briefly what we spoke yesterday, that we are trying to connect non-Jews or Bnei Noach to Israel, and we want to every Ben Noach to understand, when you come to the synagogue and you open up the book, or you listen to the liturgy, the singing and what they're talking there, so Ben Noach should understand what this sermon is all about, and what they're singing, the chanting, what it's all about. And so first of all, for instance, we're going to do Kabbalot Shabbat in a minute. So Kabbalot Shabbat we're going to do in a minute. It's totally predicated, it's actually what's done in the synagogue. And we will talk about it, but the idea is that when you enter a synagogue in Kabbalot Shabbat, you hear what they say, and you read the text, and you're already familiar with it. You know what they're talking about. And the same true with actually any holiday, but particularly yesterday I emphasized that when we talk about Rosh Hashanah, and we talk about when we talk about Kabbalat Shabbat, in particular Kabbalat Shabbat and Rosh Hashanah, these two events have a special meaning to Bnei Noach, because you not participate as observer. You participate there as participant. It's part of your ceremony. You may develop as Bnei Noach, you may develop your own Siddur, as has already been done by Adam and others. So you can develop your own Siddur, you can develop your own liturgy, nothing wrong with that, as long as you understand the theme. As long as you understand what we are talking about Rosh Hashanah and so on. So, yesterday we said that why Rosh Hashanah is important, because it's of course, Rosh Hashanah, as everybody knows, it's a new year. It just happened when you enter the synagogue, you see that we chant, not only it's a new year, it's an anniversary of creation. So we celebrate in that day, we celebrate the anniversary of Adam creation, which is the 6th day, which is just before the Sabbath, which is a few minutes from now. So Adam was conceptually born on the before the Kabbalat Shabbat. So Rosh Hashanah is a restaging of this event that took place on the first Rosh Hashanah when Adam and Eve were born. So how we celebrate it? As you said yesterday, we go convenient to the synagogue, and instead of partying and making a big party and throw up drink wine and so on like others, we celebrate it by standing in judgment. So, and we say there, we recite it, not only humankind, not only Israel, but humankind. In fact, the whole universe is standing on judgment. And every creature pass before you. Today you, the Creator, sits on your throne as a high justice. And you observe each creature, and you determine its fate for the next year. So you remember each one, you judge them each one, and we blow the shofar. the trumpet, kingship. We go to the water. In afternoon we go to the water, to spring water. We enthrone Hashem on water. Children think that we throw the sin into the water. But in fact, the Tashlich celebration of Rosh Hashanah is actually throning the King of David. Were thrown on spring valley, on springs. So we do the same thing for Hashem. So we throw on Hashem like we throw on the King of David on us, on water. So we go. So kingship coming, remembrance, kingship, blowing the shofar. And another important thing we said yesterday, we pray that the end of idolatry. Rosh Hashanah is focused on the end of idolatry. One day, all the nation will know you know your name. They will throw away the idol, and they will know your name. So the negative part, they will throw your idol. They will not worship idol, negative, and they will know your name, positive. Positive command. They will know your name. Your name is Yud He Vav Ke, and you are one and only one. Well, how does the prophet know? That's a quotation for the prophet, Zechariah. But how the prophet took it from? We said yesterday, and that's reprinted here on top. The first of the Ten Commandments, the Ten Commandments of Moses says, the first one, I am Hashem, your Lord. Hashem, in English it would say, I am the Lord your God who took you out of Egypt. Lord your God. It has no meaning. But you say in the Hebrew text, it says, I am Yud He Vav Ke, Elohim, who took you out of Egypt. So that first commandment of the Ten Commandments is a commandment not to believe, not to sing hallelujah and believe, and to say, oh Hashem, I believe in you. Because the question is, if you believe me, now what? So the next step, Hashem never command you to believe in Him. It's impossible to command anyone to believe. A belief should come on its own, not the commandment to believe. But the commandment is, once you believe in me, then you should know me in those two names. Actually, three names. I am Hashem, Elohim, who took you out of Egypt. It's a descending order of importance. Hashem, Yud He Vav Ke, Elohim, who took you out of Egypt. This name, you should know me. He didn't say Shaddai. He didn't quote any other name. The Bible can be full of name and title for Hashem. He didn't say I am your creator. I am the awesome. I am the one who did this and that. No. These are the names he wanted us, Moses wanted us to know. To know Hashem. That's the positive side of the idolatry. Idolatry is not just a negative commandment. It's a positive commandment to know Hashem. Now, Moses didn't invent those names. He received it from Adam and Eve, and he gave it to Noah and to Abraham. And so those names are not new. And Hashem selected those names to fulfill the commandment. And of course, the number 2 commandment is a negative one. Thou shalt not make other gods on top of me. That's a negative commandment. Negative side of idolatry, thou should not follow those idols. So what is Rosh Hashanah? Rosh Hashanah is a day that the whole nation of the world will know Hashem in His name, which are Yud He Vav Ke and Elohim. They know what it means. They know how to utter it. They know how to say it without mistake. It's not polite if somebody presents you, listen, my name is Aviner. And he says, Aviner or Avunar? You say, oh gosh, this guy, no, my name is Aviner. And the same thing, if Hashem says, this is my name, it's not polite to say Jehovah. It's not polite to say any other name. The name is as he presented you. And if he says, if he says, I am your judge, if you go to a party and somebody says, well, I am the chief judge, You don't call him later on, oh, sir, mayor, or king. Because he will be offended. He wants you to relate to him as a judge. So Hashem give the Torah to Israel, and it says, this is my name. So you don't replace it with any other name. That's the name he wants us to know for a reason. A good reason. So if somebody says, well, I don't care about those names, this is theology, I don't know, Kabbalah, theology, I'm not interested in that. You violate idolatry. It's not for Jews, it's for Bnei Noach also, because every commandment, we have the rule we said yesterday. All that we said yesterday. We have a rule that any commandment that was given to Noah and Adam and was repeated to Israel by Moses, like idolatry, well, then it applied to both, to Israel as well as to Bnei Noah. So you're not exempt. You may be less punishable for that. Israel is more severely punished if they violate it. Bnei Noach is more on the lenient side as far as punishment, but the requirement and the reward is the same as Israel, because Moses repeated what you learned, what Adam and Eve and Noah said. Then we said, okay, now we understand this is our commandment, and this Rosh Hashanah is the end of the day that all the nation will know those names. So what are the names? So yesterday we spent the whole class yesterday about learning the first name, the name Elohim. Why did we do that? Because that's what the Torah, we follow the Torah because the Genesis present you the name of Elohim with full force. You just open the Genesis and Elohim is presented to you with the whole force, with the all magnificent meaning of the name. And we have a rule now, rule of thumb, that any name, if you want to look for a name for its meaning, you open up the Bible and look where it comes first, where it presented first. There you find a definition. For instance, you want to know what Israel is? Open the Bible and search where Israel appeared the first time in the Torah, and look the circumstances, the story about. There, I promise you, you will find the exact definition what Israel is. So you look for the circumstances where the name appeared the first time. And the name of Elohim appears the first time in the book of Genesis. And we went over yesterday what Elohim means. Elohim, we said, I will just repeat it to those who were not here yesterday. Elohim is a judge. So, in the beginning, Elohim created the world. The judge created the world, and he appears 32 times in the first chapter. Unbelievable number of 32 times. 32 is the heart, Lev. Elohim is the heart of nature. He is buried he's under every leaf, any stone that you see. Every piece of flesh of you, every atom, inside there Elohim exists. And Elohim the creator sat on a throne of a judge. He acted like a judge when he created the world. Which means, what is the characteristic of the judge? Mida keneged mida. Measure for measure, with the full force of the absolute justice, and with no mercy. You eat and you're being eaten. No mercy. And he is exact. The verse 2 says the spirit of Elohim was over the water, hovering over the water, which other religion take it as a Holy Spirit was hovering on the water, and the Sea of the Galilee, that's what he was walking on the water. Well, the verse actually mean, in truth, it means that the wind of Elohim, it's the Ruach Elohim is also spirit, but also wind of Elohim is over the water. And also it means actually, it's not only referring to the hurricane, but it refers to Elohim's way of executing his judgment. Elohim elected to execute his wrath by water. And the spirit of Elohim, the throne of Elohim, is over the water, because water is his whip. This is how he executes his judgment. For instance, Noah's flood. Noah's flood was executed by no other attribute but Elohim, if you look at the verses. So there is a meaning for every word he says here. And Elohim is also the truth. So here it comes in full force in the first chapter of Genesis. And we learned yesterday how he took the risk and he told you the story of Genesis, knowing that one day it can be challenged. He tells the story, and the story should supposedly represent the truth. And indeed, we showed yesterday that if you look carefully to the story of Genesis, I'm not going to repeat it now, it exactly fits the History Channel. The order, each day took that kind of million of years. The length of the universe life is about 14 billion years, which is a number that some Kabbalistic scholars already put up for us. And each day took a fraction of that billion of years. Actually, the Torah defined it. The Torah says the first day. It doesn't say first day. It says it was evening and the morning, a day. The second day, it says it was evening and morning, that's the second day, and the third day, and the fourth day. But on the first day, strangely enough, it should have said it was evening and morning, first day. But in Hebrew, it turned out and it says a day, Yom Echad, which is it's not in line with the rest of the day. So Yom Echad, one day, means, well, the Torah here, pay attention. She described to you exactly how long it takes. What is one day? There is no sun and moon. A day is that time that took from chaos to devolve into order, from energy to matter, light, all the primordial things that we know about from science. That's the first molecule to appear. That's one day. And then the second day, when the earth was covered with ice, water that separated from space, History Channel showed that. And the third day was a big judgment. It separated the dry land up. He was working very hard for billions of years to finally bring us here. But the story, as the story goes, it really fits everything we know today. Amazingly, we discussed it at length yesterday. I'm not going to repeat it now. But every day he went for vegetation, the seed of life. On the third day, vegetation, and the forest dissolved the cloud. The sun was seen on the fourth day. The sun came down to the sea, and now fish developed moving animal fish, which goes to crocodile. That's the amphibian bird. The fifth day is over. Now the fifth day come, and cattle and beasts and snakes and so on. And now it's our turn. And every day there is a judgment. Elohim says it's good. If it's good, we move on. If a creature is not good, it falls out. Apart from one creature, you know what? The trees were ordered to produce fruit. Instead, they produced not only fruit, but they produced a Klepah. They produced a shell, which they were not ordered to do that. And Elohim kind of winced in the eye and said, should I wipe the vegetation out, the trees? He said, no, I leave it. They disobeyed me but I will leave that. That's what the word Klepah turned out to be. We heard it so many times in the last 2 days. Klepah means rebellion against whom? Against Elohim. So Elohim close his eye, allow the Klepah to survive. That's what the source Klepah means. So we come now, so we learned yesterday what Elohim means. Now we come to the second name, Yud Hey Vav Kei, which is the Shekhinah. So what does the Shekhinah mean? What does it mean? How should we relate to it? What's her function here? What's the story about her? So we follow the first rule of thumb that we just said. If you want to know what Shekhinah is, don't look at me, just open the Bible and search where the first time that the Yud Hey Vav Kei, the four letter appears. And how it appears, and what the story is, what the connection is. And that is the same as Elohim. If you know that, if you identify where it first appears in the Torah, then nobody can tell you anything about Yud Hey Vav Kei. You will know it forever. You will never forget it. Because Yud Hey Vav Kei appear in a special, strong meaning and fashion. And again, where does it appear? Right there after in the story of Genesis, just where Adam was born. On that transition before Friday and Sabbath, this is the time that the Shekhinah came down to the world. And it's part of the Rosh Hashanah, the first Rosh Hashanah. So the first Rosh Hashanah was a day that started with Elohim, our judgment, and ended up with the Shekhinah coming in with mercy. So what happened? So in order to understand what Yud Hey Vav Kei means, all we need is to open the Torah and read the circumstances where it appears. And the circumstances are depicted to you here on the last page. On the sixth day, if you turn it to the last part, and I can read, you see the red part. The red part is what happened the sixth day, and the blue followed by the blue part, which is the Sabbath. So let's see what happened to the sixth day. You need to understand the sixth day in order to understand the meaning of Rosh Hashanah and the meaning of the Yud Hey Vav Kei that appears the first time ever. So when the sixth day appears, when it dawned, the Thursday was over. And it says it's good. Elohim says it's good, means some creature will follow. Those who were not good were actually eliminated. Dinosaurs, for example, were eliminated. Now the sixth day comes. So many millions of years ago. And Elohim went on like any other day, with no sign of that this sixth day would be different than any other day. He just went on to his business, wake up in the morning, so to speak, and he started making things. What did he make? And Elohim said, let the earth, this is how he speaks, let it be. Let it be, and things happen. He doesn't consult with anybody, he doesn't ask anybody's opinion. Let it be, and things happen. The judge gave a rule. He ruled harshly. So I said, let the earth bring forth creature like cattle, creeping things and beasts. And and the earth obeyed. Elohim said something, the creation must follow, otherwise she will be wiped out in a minute. Nobody dared to disobey the judge. Wow. The supreme judge, you don't disobey. And then, after Elohim, the name is Elohim, but you don't mention the name in vain, so I replaced the Hey with K. Elohim. In fact, it should should be Elohim. Elohim, by the way, is a judge in Hebrew, even as a secular judge. A human judge is also Elohim. Any supreme judge, important judge, is Elohim. The Torah uses this term also to describe human judge. So don't think I'm making up things like Kabbalistic things. It's the Hebrew language, simple Hebrew language. So Elohim, the judge, says suddenly that it was good. Oh, that's strange. The day is still not over. The red day will be over only before the Sabbath. So here in the middle of the day, Elohim saw that it was good. So what happened? He suddenly stopped creating, and he turned out and he judged the creature that were done on the same day. Because he always judged each day on its own. He doesn't judge the entire creation. He only judged the first day, so now it's the fifth day. So now the Torah tells us that on the fifth day, after creating the beast and the cattle and everything that crawl on the ground, suddenly it stopped, and unforeseeingly, unexpectedly, he raised his sword and he made a judgment. So, who is going to continue and who is not. And for a moment, if you think conceptually, the angel, let's say, who was there, could perceive that something is wrong. A major decision is going to be made. Because the judgment in the middle of the day happened only on a Tuesday, on a Thursday. Remember where the dry land was separated from the sea, and there was no life on those rocks that you can see in Southern Africa today. Those rocks were no fossil in them, as you see in Yosemite Park. And rocks, so he said that day, on a Tuesday, after the land was separated from water, suddenly there was Elohim raised his sword, and they made a judgment while the day was over. And the judgment actually described later on in chapter 2 of Genesis, but that judgment that occurred on Tuesday, a result of which he seeded life on earth. So there was a major decision to seed life on earth or not, that finally will culminate with Adam. So here again, when the Friday came, in the sixth day, in the middle of the sixth day, he suddenly raised his sword and he judged all the things that he has done on that day. And the angel worried, what's going to happen? What the verse says, Elohim said it was good. So they relaxed, they were relieved. So Elohim said it's good. Fine, from now on he's going to continue his work like any other creature. He will continue, probably evolve another intelligent creature. He had a lot of stuff to choose from. There were already social animals around. If he wanted to go on to evolve an intelligent creature, he could take a spider. The spider has wonderful brain, and they also socialize. And believe me, spider can develop a community that can do computer and decipher the genome, no problem, if they just allow enough time. He had the ant, he had the bees, he had all kinds of animals that already socialize, and they're smart enough to go in a scale of evolution, so to speak, and he could have said, let the spider evolve, be a creature, or call him what name it gives. But this creature will be no different than the other creatures. But he didn't do that, the angel saw. The angel saw that he was supposed to do that. He said it's good. If it's good, let him continue like he did before. Every time he said good, let's continue. He didn't say good. Actually, to their horror, they saw that the sword was actually grew larger. And he was frowning with anger, with wrath. He was ready to destroy the whole universe. How do I know it? Because it says at the end of the day, it says Elohim finished his work. Finish Kala. He was ready to finish his work. Finish means, I finish you. I would leave no trace. Kala, by Hulu, Kala means nothing. And Rashi says, that right on the spot, Rashi says that he already done that before. It was not the first time that the Elohim created universes and destroyed them. He's rough. And it was about, when he lifted the sword, he was very ready to destroy everything. Not only to destroy the thing that he did on the sixth day, but the verse says, in the end of the red, in the end of the red part there, and Elohim saw everything that he has made. This uplifted sword of Elohim was threatening now the whole structure, the whole six-day floor building. He was ready to destroy it, from the beginning to the end. Everything. Rosh Hashanah, remember Rosh Hashanah, we sit in the synagogue and we say, today all the creatures on the world, not only us, all the creatures on the world pass before you, because he was looking at every creature he made, and he was not happy anymore. And the angel scratched their head, so to speak, and what's happening? I just said it's good. Why? What's so rough? Why what? What does he want more? So the verse says, and Elohim saw it was very good. He was looking for perfection. For him, everything he had done now was not good enough. He wanted very good. Who said that? The verse. Elohim saw everything that he has done, and it was very good. So he's looking for perfection, and he said, if it's not going to be perfected as I want, as Rashi said, I'm going to destroy the world. Bringing it back not to chaos, but to nothing. Ayin. So the angel was horrified. We were horrified. Who can save us? What will make Elohim very pleased? The crocodile? The crocodile can make him only good. The bees, even sophisticated bees, even the bees that know science and can decipher his genome, the bees by his nature will not make him more than just good. So what will make him very good? Feel very good about us. To have the pleasure of feeling very good. As we heard earlier today, that the pleasure was the motive of creation. Elohim wanted to feel good, very good. But nothing here, the angel saw, nothing in can obviously can make him feel good because everything, very good because everything is only good. So who can say, what do you want? Do we have any chance to survive? The angel worried, because if the universe is destroyed, they will be destroyed too. So to their relief again, they saw that at the same time that Elohim was looking with wrath, with a big sword on his hand, he also had a look of a longing to see something beautiful. He was longing to see the universe very good. And they know, so he was looking, he was walking towards something. He was wanting to see something coming. Something very beautiful. Like what? Like a groom walking towards his bride. How do I know that? The same word kala. The same word turned out that the kala. We said earlier, kala means total annihilation, the roughness. The same word kala. Kala is a bride, beautiful bride. So the first, he did this, the two things at the first simultaneously. He was full of anger, was ready to destroy the universe, everything that he had done, unless he will see his bride. Kala, the same word. So the angel asked himself, well, who is this bride, so to speak? Who is this? Who can be his bride? So Angel Gabriel said, he knows everything, so he said, your bride is the Sabbath. Who is the Sabbath, they asked, because they never seen the Sabbath. They are part of our universe, they don't see the Sabbath. So Gabriel said, oh, the Sabbath is the next creation day. It's a beautiful day. It's a day that there's no judgment there, that Elohim will rest. He will not create anymore, there is no judgment anymore, full of mercy. Who controls that Sabbath? Who lives there? Oh, you live there? Yud-Heh-Vav-Keh HaShem, the merciful one. It's another attribute of the infinite creator who live, who dwell on the Sabbath, on the eternal Sabbath, on the next creational day. So Elohim was longing to come to see the Sabbath and to rest. And the Sabbath is his beloved bride that he is looking forward to meet her. So Elohim, the angel so Elohim is walking towards the Sabbath to see her as a groom towards a bride. But the groom doesn't walk the bride alone. He has people who walk with him, honorable people who walk along the groom. Remember, everything I'm telling you is to explain you what when you go to the synagogue and you hear the Jewish people singing, chanting on that moment before the Sabbath. So he said, so who is the one, who will be the one who blessed to accompany the groom toward the Sabbath, toward his bride? They didn't know. The crocodile would do that, the beast would do that, the spider would do that. How can they make him feel very good? They couldn't tell. So lo and behold, they hear Elohim speaking to somebody, saying, let us make man in our form, in our image. That's totally different language. He didn't say, let it be Adam. Let us make man with our form and our image. To whom they were speaking? They asked themselves. To us? Rashi says, maybe to us. Maybe he was speaking to creation. He looked around to who was there? Creation? The wisdom? Science? Sure, he was speaking to them too, but all these things that he was possibly speaking to will never make him very, very happy. He was looking for something that will make him very happy. So who is going to make Adam with him that will make him happy? Again, Gabriel says, look to whom he's calling. He's calling to the merciful one attribute. And indeed, Elohim was turning to the Sabbath, to the attribute that control the Sabbath, who dwell on Sabbath, the Yud-Heh-Vav-Keh, the Shekhinah. And he asked her, would you come the first time ever from your world, from the Sabbath, which surround my world, would you come down to me and share with me the rule of the world, as Rashi says. Share the rule of the world. And because it was never done before. Each attribute control his own world. Yud-Heh-Vav-Keh control the Sabbath. Elohim control this world. But to come to here, to share with the world with him, it was never done before. Not in any of those previous universes, it never happened. So she came down. She came down as a ray of light. The ray of light is shining from a menorah. Or like a cherub. Or like a dove, shy dove. She is powerful, believe me. But she came down with modesty. And she looked around and she flew around and said conceptually to Elohim, how can I rule the world with you if nobody here can understand me? The crocodile will understand me? Mercy, she can do she be compassionate, and the crocodile can show compassion, mercy, and forgiveness like me. The spider will ever do that. If you develop a spider, he will know me? No, nobody will know me. I cannot rule the world with you unless you make a creature that will understand me. So that's why he said, let us make Adam in our form, in our one form. In plural, Elohim never speaks in plural, very rarely. Here we speak in plural to open the door for idolatries, because everything Elohim does is for judgment, for trial. By his definition, he won't do anything unless he does it for a trial. So if he make us in his form and image, it's for a trial of idolatry. And he said, let you and me make a child called Adam, and I will give this child Adam everything that to survive in my world. I will give him all the wisdom. I will give to decipher the secret of the universe. I will give him all the passion. I will give him all the good body and the skill to survive. He will be a king of my universe. And she said, well, I give him my feature. I will give him a love. He said, I will make him a room for you. So she said, yeah, and I'll come and I'll teach him what my values are. Mercy, compassion, and forgiveness. And this child Adam will unite us together in his life. Is it difficult? It is an enormous difficult task to do, because these two attributes are just the opposite of each other. The absolute mercy and absolute justice has nothing to do with each other. And yet they made us to have the battle of to unite these two different attributes in our life. So the question is, let's go back, where does it show in the verse? You ask me. Well, I hear you, Rabbi. What? Show me where it's in the verse. And what is the Yud Hey Vav K? So if you turn to page 3 on the bottom, I put the Yud Hey Vav K there on the bottom, page 3, and it's an acronym. An acronym which means he was, he is, and he will be. Hayahu Vehiyeh. In Hebrew, that's an acronym. I will pronounce it. You pronounce it like you pronounce any other acronym. CBS is CBS, not Sabosa, and not Subusi. CBS and NBC and CNN is an acronym. Yud Hey Vav K is an acronym. There's no Jehovah, and no Yahovah, and no Jahovah, and no nothing else. It's Yud Hey Vav K. If somebody mispronounces his name, it reveals something about this person. He really has no idea what it is. Now, who coined this name? That's an interesting story. That's a very interesting story. Who coined this name, Yud Hey Vav K? It was Adam. Adam, when he was first born on Mount Moriah, he was very smart. He gave names. And every name he gave was the right name. So Elohim came to him and he says, "Why, a smart guy, I see that you are so smart, you give names to all these creatures, and every you give Sus is a Sus, Caleb is a Caleb. Yeah, I agree with you. How you call me?" So Adam looked at him, so to speak, and says, "Well, you are my judge, I'll call you Elohim." Right? Oh, every name that Adam gave was the right name. So now the Shekhinah, the merciful one, came from Adam's heart and asking, "Well, child, how do you call me now?" So Adam thought about it and he says, "Well, I will make sure that I'll call you where you are and you will be." So she said, "Why?" He said, "Because you came to the story of creation late. And when my children one day will read the story of Genesis, they think, oh, there are two gods, or they will that you are a new one, and you are that you were not here before. So I'm going to tell him that although you read it in the story of the Genesis, it's coming late to the story, but be sure to know, Adam said, I'll tell my children, he was here before everything, he is now, and he will be ever. When everything is over, he will still be there. So you cannot call it, so he was, he is, and he will be. Yud He Vav Kei, I'll call you acronym. Yud He Vav Kei. So Adam was the one who called him acronym. So the question is, the angel said, well, what stopped Elohim? So the question is, why, if Elohim wants to go to rest, if Elohim wants to go to rest for the Sabbath, what stopped him from doing it? He could have gone right away to the Sabbath, he could have rested, he could actually destroy the whole world and go to the Sabbath. What stopped him? What made him longing? What made him longing to reach the Sabbath? And here is the point. He wanted to draw from the sweetness of the eternal Sabbath into his world. He wanted to see the mercy and compassion and forgiveness not in the Sabbath, when he is already rested, when the universe has changed. He wanted to draw it in his world, in his current world. So Adam is born not to be in the Sabbath. Adam was born to draw the Sabbath here, to draw the Shekhinah here, the merciful one, while living in Elohim world. So our heart is a place where Shekhinah dwells. To draw it into, only we can radiate her light of mercy, compassion, and forgiveness. No other creature would do that. How is it shown in the verse? Well, look at the end of the red part. It says Yom, the blue. It's still red because it's the end of the 6th day. Yet you see in Hebrew, Yom HaShishi, the 6th day is over, so when the red part is over, that's where the 6th day. Yet you see in blue, the YH already there. Then the Sabbath start, Vayichulu HaShamayim, and the Vayichulu, and they ended HaShamayim, the heaven and the earth, and so on. This is the section of the Sabbath. So you see the Yud He Vav Kei first appear the first time as acronym. That's meaningful. I told you, we said earlier that you want to learn anything about the attribute or any concept in the Torah, look for the first time it appears. She appears here as an acronym. Beautiful acronym that what? Bridges between the Sabbath and the Friday and the 6th day. Not only that, she extends into Friday. The blue part extends into the red. The YH, the Yah, Jeremiah Yah, Isaiah Yah, Yechan Yah, all these beautiful names of the Bible, Yah is that part, that ray of Shekhinah that came to our world. So suddenly the world, without her, the universe will move around. But when she came in, there is a bridge. We can cross to the future, to the Sabbath. She anchored it. And in fact, when she entered the world, wing by wing, the cherub held wing by wing, and they flew over the universe, and they recreated it from the 6th day to the 5th day to the 4th day backward. Who said that? The Bible. I printed it on the last portion here, in the purple color. It says when the world was recreated, This is the history of the heaven and the earth, where when on the day that the earth and the earth and heaven were recreated, Behi Baram. So the direction is the opposite. So when the HaShem Elohim, the purple one, show the two cherub holding hand wing against wing, as they appear among all the holy ark, and they recreated the world, establishing it where on Friday. They establish it so it won't falter, and now Adam is here with a challenge. This is our task, to live and excel in Elohim world, and to bring a Shekhinah. The Yud-Hey is a Shekhinah. That's extension of our Yud-Hey Vav-Kei into our world. And to accept her into our heart, so that we can thrive and make Elohim very happy, and one day we will merit to go to the world next to come. After, personally, when we pass away from this world, and in the future, when the whole universe will get there. But remember, this is the difference between us and not even to compare the nirvana, the nirvana concept. So other nations, other cultures also have a notion that the next day will be a beautiful day. But we don't say that. We say we want that day now. We don't do the Shabbat, the real Shabbat. It takes millions of years to get there. All the beautiful things we heard before about the creation, Sabbath, the Adam Arishon, this probably will take a long time, hundreds of years, if not millions. Who knows when? It can happen tomorrow morning, but it's very unlikely because this is not what He wanted us. Elohim wanted us. He longed, the longing, the Talmud says, the longing of the bride to meet his groom, the groom, the longing to the groom to meet his bride is more full of more greater energy, or greater. The longing is more emotionally more engaging than the real meeting. The real encounter of the groom with the bride is short and quick, but the longing that takes the longing itself to get there is precious. To walk there. So He wanted us to walk here with the Shekhinah in our heart in order to merit the Sabbath. So the Noahides, and so what does it mean? What does it mean to Noahide? It means the battle, we have to unite Elohim ways with HaShem ways. We need to follow the Torah, the law. Elohim is always for law. And to combine it with mercy. And not to follow Elohim only, or mercy only, forget it, but it says the Torah is abrogated. The law is abrogated. Or we love only mercy. If you do that, you violate idolatry. You cannot say, oh, I don't worry about mercy, I don't like the idea. I like to really strict the Torah to it, tooth, eye for an eye. I'll cut the Steve and by the market, I will behead people. Idolatry, I will stone by literally, be very harsh, like other religions do. If you do that, you also violate idolatry. You violate oneness. You do what Noach did. Noach was found face in the eyes of Elohim, of Yud-Hey Vav-Kei, of the merciful one. He was merciful one. Otherwise, he wouldn't be elected to take care of he wouldn't be chosen to sit in the ark and take care of all the animals there. So he was compassionate, merciful, forgiving person. He was like that. So the Torah says, and Noach found face in the eyes of Yud-Hey Vav-Kei. The next verse, he says, these are the history of Noach. Noach was a righteous person. Noah walked with Elohim. So there is no other person in the entire Torah that the Torah says about him like that. Noah fulfilled oneness in his life. He saw humanity split into two, those who follow Elohim, those who follow Enosh, a merciful one, and he had to struggle against it. He united. That's the story of Noah. But Noah, if you ask me, whoever fulfilled oneness or implemented oneness in his life, no other person did it in fact with such a challenge from his environment as Noah. So with this we will close now, and we will have a little time, and we will probably come back after a pause, and we'll have a Kabbalot Shabbat, beautiful Kabbalot Shabbat, because we are here not only for teaching and discussing idea, but we're here to enjoy music and chanting and clapping hand and do it. There is no more appropriate time to do it than to welcome the Shabbat.